Hey guys, it's TrueSugar and I'm coming to you today with another update. So today's update, or at least this video's update, is going to be my my 5 pans by fall. And this is update number 1 for me. This project was all about working on finishing up not finishing up. I wanted to work on some items in my collection to help me see if I really wanted to purchase the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. This project was started by What Emily Loves, and I've actually been enjoying her panning her pans that she's doing right now. So you definitely want to check her out. I'm gonna post a video to her updates in my description below. So let's just talk about the colors that I've been using. So I have been using my Wet n Wild eyeshadow in Penny. I have always enjoyed this eyeshadow. It's not a problem. And I've also used my Urban Decay Gash and my NYX eyeshadow in Heat. So those weren't a problem. I have not, though, been wearing my Victorian Ruby eyeshadow, and I'm just going to swatch those for you right quick. Victorian Ruby and American Rose. Now, this one is the American Rose right here, and this one, is Victorian Ruby. Now, looking at them, at first I tried to put them all together, and this is Gash right here, but I found that I was getting this really annoying monochromatic look from all these shimmers, which is why I kind of get why Urban Decay doesn't have as many shimmers in the challenge, because not challenge. I understand why Urban Decay does not have as many shimmers in the palette, because that would just, it defeats the point. I do believe that the mattes are what make up the palette. So if you look at all the shimmers that I have going on, they really do look similar. The last color that I put on was Penny, but they really do look similar, so it's kind of hard to come up with a lot of different looks. I do enjoy wearing, I have been mixing them with my Finish 17 in 2017 challenge. With trying to use these colors and shades, I also wanted to get what I could out of my collection that were similar to go with them. And so I just want to talk to you about, this is like a little mini palette that I made. I just kind of want to talk to you guys about it. This is Coastal Scents Oktoberfest. I've heard of a lot of people comparing this to one of the shades in the collection. I also popped in like a peachy tone, and then I have kind of this dark purple burgundy tone, and then I put 2 lighter neutral shades that would work for my skin tone, because I didn't really like the 2 lighter shades that I saw in the palette. But even knowing that, I wasn't overly concerned, because I knew that I would still use up most of the shades in the collection. And then I also had in here I had 2 oranges and a red. I find that I am not able to create the same shades as the same looks that I want, because eventually what I end up doing is putting like these shades in my transition, 1 or 2 of the colors on my crease, and I call it a day. But what makes that palette so interesting to me is all of the matte shades, which unfortunately I just simply don't have in my collection, other than this Oktoberfest, which is, but I feel like that's kind of a shade that's in like every palette nowadays, so you kind of have to have this one. But I don't have those more orangey, reddish, burgundy tone mattes that really make the palettes cool. I had considered trying to go out and purchase, instead of getting the palette, to go out and purchase some of the mattes, from other brands like Makeup Geek and Loxy and some other brands that I've heard of. But that kind of defeats the point because here's one palette that I can probably get at least 20% off. And all the shades are there. Why would I make it hard for myself to get? So I'm going to keep trucking. And then I also realized that my red tones that I have, they're not in that palette other than like this shade here. The Expensive Pink is in there, and maybe Gash is in there. But the other two red tone shades, they're not really in there. So it was kind of working for me, but it's kind of working against me. I even went so far as to, just so you can know how this challenge is going for me, I've even gone so far as to get certain items, picking up items in my collection that could go with what I've already pulled out. One of the things that I picked up were my eyeliners, my lip liners, and lipsticks, in hopes that I could come up with something very similar to something inspired by the things that I've been seeing others use. So I have my bronze. I'm going to swatch these on this hand. I have my bronze jumbo eyeshadow pencil from NYX. That's there. I think it's pretty. And then from NYX, I also have a lip pencil in the color Pumpkin. That is not going to work. There we go. Got to resharpen it. That's what Pumpkin looks like right here. So we have bronze and pumpkin. I also have this Urban Decay eyeshadow pencil in bronze, and I have used this pencil with the penny and a couple of orange shadows in the look, and it was really pretty. I enjoyed that. I also have this retractable lip pencil in Plum, which if I wanted, I could rock it as an eyeliner or a lip liner. Just want you guys to have the ability to see that. This one is in Jewel. You can't really, sorry. This color is in Jewel. That color right there is Plum. And I had another pencil in the color Jewel. I'm not quite sure why. It's completely different though from the other Jewel and the that Twisted Up. This one is like a darker burgundy-ish color. I don't know if you can see it right there. There that is. Then I also had this Coral by Palladio, but I haven't opened it up yet. So these are items that I have that I could see about mixing in to help with the looks or to try to change the looks. I'm still enjoying the colors that I picked. I just find that it's harder for me to, since I played with that palette a little bit and I know what the looks can turn out to be, it's kind of harder for me to get a look that I like. I also noticed that the more, red tone shades like the Victorian Ruby and the American Rose, like too much can make me look like I'm sick. I get allergies, and sometimes, you guys, I am red. Like, yes, honey, I'm medium brown color, but I can get really red and look really sick, and that's not what I'm going for, especially around my eye area. So I'm being really careful with that. Yeah. So for me, from what I'm seeing, I am really all about the mattes that are in that Naked palette. It is good that I can see that now and just recognize that I don't have a lot of the matte shadows in the palette that make it that a lot of the excuse me. I also realized that I don't have in my collection the matte eyeshadows that really make the Naked Heat palette colors pop. Um, and by the time I go out and get like by the time I go out there and get a lot of those single eyeshadows, I could have just had the palette and called it a day. But we shall see. I'm going to continue playing with the palette. I also I also wanted to talk to you guys about some of the lip colors that I decided to pair with this look. Since I've been trying to pan it, like I really like all of the lip colors that I saw in the collection, and so I tried to do them for myself. So one of them is an old excuse me. So one of the lipsticks that I picked was an old Milani lipstick in South Beach. And this is kind of giving me that brown shade with some glitter in it, that bronze lip color. So I have this in the collection that I can use. I also had a good number of lipsticks and lip glosses that were nudes and creams that I wanted to pull out. So this is my NYX, is it creamy? The soft cream matte in London. That's London. I had this miniature of Carmelo. That's that. I also had the e.l.f. lipstick, soft matte lip cream, excuse me, and Proper. And these were all to give me the look of Fuel from the Naked Heat collection. None of them do though. Let's be honest with you, they don't. So but I like the combinations and like recognizing that my eye is brighter, wear a soft nude, and stay happy. That's kind of where I am, and I'm kind of enjoying it. I don't know. This has put me in a very interesting makeup mental place. As far as what I want to use for my collection, how am I using it? What does it look like in natural lighting when I'm in my office versus how it looks like how the look looks when I'm at home? Those things matter to me too because I work in a very conservative workplace. I cannot wear a full red eyeshadow look every day, and I'm not sure that at this point, buying the Naked palette is a good idea. You see my pros and cons, y'all. Like it's like I'm always kind of thinking about it a little bit when I'm working with it because in my workplace they look at me crazy if I'm wearing a pink lipstick. So coming in with like daily with like a really bright orange tone eyeshadow, I don't really know how that's gonna work for me. Even if I am brown skin, you know, some of it is not just about your everyday life, but what are you gonna do when you're not working? I work essentially every weekend, most of the time, so it's not like and then I'm off in the middle of the week when I can play and have fun in my makeup, but I'm not quite sure if it's a smart purchase for me when I look at it that way. So we shall see. I am enjoying this though. This is fun. Because I really I thought about the eyeliners and the lipsticks and stuff, and as I started wearing them and looking at them and kind of seeing if I'm getting the same feel that I want. Not quite. I This challenge also made me realize how much I didn't have certain shades in my collection, and how much I really wanted a lot of to rock neutrals. Who knew? I didn't. But yeah. So if you are enjoying this series, definitely subscribe below, hit the bell so you can keep up with what I'm doing. Let me know how your challenges are going down low. If you have any recommendations for me how to wear it different, how to wear the looks differently, let me know. I'm probably gonna watch some tutorials of other people using the palette to see how I feel. Yeah, this is gonna drive me crazy. I got sunburn, right, and it's like really bad. Like my back is like much dark. Like this is my shoulder from when I got sunburned. That's my normal skin tone. So my face is a little burnt too. So now all my makeup is looking off. I'm not really sure y'all need to know that, but I'm just saying it's just driving me crazy. Anyway, you guys let me know how you're doing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a blessed and wonderful day.